It's WrestleMania. No, SummerSlam.
It's not WrestleMania anymore.
SummerSlam. Which is kind of, it's getting ready to be like WrestleMania. They're going to go 2 days on this thing next year.
Next year they are. Yep.
Next year we're going to start 2 days, and
next year's going to be cool. Let's see how this year get over with. You got Netflix, and you got This gonna be fun.
Well, I'll tell you what. Come on back in here. We're going to talk about SummerSlam coming up. It's going to be a doozy. Be right back. And we welcome you back to the Midnight Riders podcast. I'm Johnny.
I'm Chuck.
I'm Mike.
Mike's back because it's I keep saying WrestleMania. It's SummerSlam time and it's wrestling. We needed the aficionado.
The heat doesn't remind you.
It's so
this is
friggin' hot. It would have been better at WrestleMania if it was this hot outside, man. We saw their breath. It was so damn cold. But they still did a great show. I still love wrestling.
Yeah, they got a lot to live up to.
They do. They put on a great show, and it's SummerSlam time, guys, and we got a lot to talk about here. Not just SummerSlam, but also the WWE in general, and where we're going from there. So we got a big show here. So let's just get right off. What I thought I'd do is I'm gonna present the card as the way I think it might be. The order that the matches may come out. Now, you can argue and discuss this with me, and I'd be just absolutely fine. But this is kind of the order I think they're going to be in. So let's start right here with the Intercontinental Championship. I think that's going to start the show off. I may be wrong.
Think so?
I think so because the other matches are just bigger than this one in my eyes.
I know, but they always like to start off with start off with a big one.
Yeah, well, they're trying to present this as if it's a big one. I mean, I don't like the storyline. I mean, my first thing I'm arguing about why again I don't understand why Sami Zayn won the title to begin with.
No, that's why I don't think.
Have y'all figured that out yet?
No, I think it was just a company man.
Company man, my ass. I'm tired of this company man horseshit. If that's the deal, Sheamus should have won it. Oh yeah,
Sheamus was hurt.
I forgot I asked.
But then Braun Breaker.
I think if it
take out Sheamus.
I think it was just a hold on to it till they get NXT guys up there. That's all that was.
Well, here's the deal. Is the only reason they let Sammy win this is so he could lose it to Braun Breaker? I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm tired of this underdog crap. He's been in the business too long. He's no longer an underdog. The guy is winning. The guy's the Intercontinental Champion. Can we stop saying he's the underdog?
Yeah, well, they're. I'm thinking they're finally going to pull it off of him and let him go. He's got to reinvent himself. The whole gimmick's.
I think so.
He's got to do something new now.
I think so.
And hopefully that's not. We'll get into it later. Hopefully it's not dragging his ass back into the whole bloodline story thing.
Oh Lord.
But yeah. I just don't. That's why I don't think this will lead off the show.
I've talked to Chuck a little bit about the Braun Breaker thing, Mike. What's your opinion on Braun Breaker? Do you think he's ready to take the title?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think the crowd's going to be behind him, even if he does get it.
Well, okay. Is he going to be a heel? Is he going to be a face? Is he going to be? Can he carry the IC title? I mean, Gunther did such a great job for so long.
I think if you could put him with a Paul Heyman or somebody that could talk for him, maybe.
Well, that's true.
Take him somewhere else, but
that's true.
I don't think right now.
He reminds me too much of Scott Steiner on the microphone, where you don't know what he's going to say, and he doesn't know what he's going to say.
Yeah, he's just out there.
And when he speaks, you don't know. I don't know
what language he's using.
Yeah.
Well, he's a whole lot of Goldberg. He's a whole lot of grunts and groans. And
yes.
Thank goodness they let him lose.
And shake.
Exactly. Amen, brother.
Yeah, we talked about that too. We were afraid that was really going down a bad path.
Well, but he sells hell of a lot better than Goldberg.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he actually performs well.
Yeah, he doesn't do bad at all. I'm afraid he's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna end up hurting somebody because some of the stuff he does looks little too realistic.
Well, the other night I thought he really hurt Dragunov. Yeah. I really thought he hurt him. Yeah. I mean, it was bad.
There's been a few spots of his that's questionable.
Yeah. Scary.
He's either semi-dangerous or he's just really, really good because he makes it look good. So I still don't think that's starting the show, though.
I don't think that he's going to get a pop even if he wins.
Right.
Well, that's mine.
Well, that's the problem.
All right. Well, as we go on down this, I want you guys to tell me when we get there who you think is going to start the show and all that kind of mess.
Yeah.
I think this is going to start the show simply because they've been building Sami Zayn up as the underdog, all this kind of crap. I think. Unfortunately, I think they're going to give the belt to Braun here. I think they're going to let him win it.
I do too.
Yeah. And I just.
But it's been such a letdown Gunther had it at a decent level finally.
Yeah.
And this run by Zayn is.
Well,
it's back to when the Miz had it, and
it's anticlimactic. They turned it. It was really gaining the title itself was gaining steam, and the only reason he wasn't the best champion of the time is because of the Roman story. And now we'll get to him later on his next move here. But I don't know. I don't like the storyline. I don't like Sami Zayn being the champion. I don't like Braun being the guy that takes it from him. However, I think Braun's going to win this. I think he's going to take the title. I don't know where it's going to go from there. I don't know if Sami's going to come back and go after him or whatever. I got Braun winning it. What do you got?
I got him winning it with the call-ups that they had with him and Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov and a couple of the others. They've got to do something with one of them. They keep burying Carmelo Hayes and shit stuff. So I think they're going to give it to Breaker. It's been too much of a build-up, and they already let him lose once. I don't think they're going to make him lose again.
Mike?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. It's Breaker.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we're all on the same page of Braun, what do they do next with him? That's a bigger question for me than is he going to win the belt. I think he wins the belt. But then what do you do? I mean, who else? I mean, are they going to bring the NXT guys in to go against him? They did in NXT. I don't want to see Breaker and Hayes again. I don't.
No, but I'm thinking you're probably going to see a Breaker and Bronson Reed or a bring in that mid-level that they've been trying. How many times have we talked about? How many times they've tried to do some of the Bronson Reed and it just dies out? But there's not a. I mean, there's a lot of the mid-card guys, but not a whole lot of guys that I see that can carry a belt. But
what do you got? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know where you go with him after that.
Either.
To me, he's not going to be a good champion.
I
don't think it'll last.
I don't think they should put the belt on him. I think they are. If they do, I think it's too soon because they just brought him up out of NXT. But we've seen it in the past. They bring these guys up for NXT and they don't do anything with them and they just fade off. And they just fade away.
When they first brought him in, I think everybody was really behind him and happy to see him.
Yeah,
I think he's worn out his welcome.
A little bit.
That part's already over.
But on the flip side of that, you let Zayn win again. He's beat Breaker twice now.
That ain't happening.
And then what do you do with Zayn?
That's not happening.
Right. So I don't see that happening.
Okay, well, we'll move on from that. My second match of the night, I'm thinking, is Bayley and Nia Jackson. If you see me yawn.
Yep. No, I think that's the automatic number 2 seed there. That's always the match that's the dud.
I don't care.
No.
I have 0 notes for that match.
Well, it's probably because there's nothing to talk about in that.
I'm kind of rooting for Bayley because I have a niece that likes her.
We've seen it. We've watched it. It's gone on and on. It's
okay. The
Nia Jax thing is boring.
Blah, 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 I got one thing to say about this, and that is I think this match is happening for 2 reasons. One, it's going to set up the Stratton Nia Jax problem.
Right.
2, with what we saw Monday night, I think Damage Control's coming back. I think they might help Bayley here and reform the pack. Just a thought.
I don't think so because they're going after the other 3.
Well,
it's a 3-on-3.
But all of a sudden they're a face. All of a sudden they turn face Monday night. I think Tiffany Stratton tries to interfere.
I think she cashes in. I think Stratton cashes in SummerSlam.
Holy crap! Are you serious?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Bayley wins, or one of the two. Somebody's gonna win, and one way or another, I think Bayley wins and Stratton cashes in on her.
Well, that's the only way. That's a hell of an idea. I think that's the only way this match shows any.
It's the only way you're gonna get a pop in this whole damn match.
Any excitement?
I like that
because she's not anywhere on this card. Yeah.
Wow, I see. I didn't even think about that angle because I mean, I thought they were going to play the Nia Jax Tiffany wanting to cash in, but not because she and Nia are such
And-
buddies.
And it's possible they don't want Nia Jax holding the title. This has been a known thing for a long time.
I don't
She's
think
too
they
dangerous.
do. Yeah, I don't think they do either.
So
okay, so does
so maybe Nia wins and Stratton cashes in on her. I think one way or another Stratton cashes in and then that feud.
or does
happens. Her
Bailey
and Nia.
win and then she cashes in, then Nia costs Tiffany
Right, or something along
the
those
belt
lines.
so that those two can feud.
I think one way or another Stratton cashes in and her and the Nia Jax thing kicks off.
Mike.
I like the sound of that.
Well, I agree.
It's the only thing that saves it. I mean, you can't put Belair or Cargill in anything. They're doing whatever the hell it is they're doing.
Boy,
The whole damage control and the other three, they're all doing their own thing. So you're eliminating a lot of the women in that thing now.
Yeah.
So you've got to pretty much keep it in that little group.
I agree. Well, I didn't think about the cash in, but I mean, they cashed in Drew so fast. I mean, who got the case?
Damien?
Yeah, no, the new one.
Oh.
Who won it?
Well, Liv Morgan's the other champion, but she didn't.
No,
I
who?
was talking about the men.
The men.
Oh.
No, it was McIntyre.
McIntyre.
Then he cashed it in and lost it the same
Right.
night. I mean, if they've already lost that one, do they want to get rid of the other one so quickly so they don't have a year of somebody using the case as a storyline?
Yeah, that's true.
That's so non-WWE.
That's true, but they've always been notorious for not letting the women hang on to it long.
Well, that's true.
They've never held on to it long.
That's true. Well, this one's going to be interesting to watch, not because of the Bailey Jax match.
The match is going to be horrible.
What's going to happen afterwards or during?
Yeah.
We have to see where this Tiffany Stratton thing goes and who else is going to be in line for this shit.
Yep,
so
yep.
it's going to be. I don't think it's going. I mean, even Bailey can't make Nia Jax look good.
No.
So. Well, let's move on. My third match of the night, which I'm thinking is going to be Logan Paul and LA Knight.
See, I had it going on as number 4. But
You got it 4. What?
I was thinking that one might go first.
I still okay. That's Mike's number. You still haven't got your first match yet. Are you thinking Punk and? No. Okay, well
We'll
get there. We'll get there.
Logan
Paul and LA Knight.
Yeah.
Mike, you start us off on this one.
I think LA Knight's going to win, and I think the place is going to go crazy for it. That's why I think they might start off the night with it. Just a huge pop. Finally let him smash Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Give him a little bit of push that he's been.
I agree with that strategy. I didn't think about it that way.
I agree with it. Other than I still don't. He's not leading it off. But just as big as the leadoff spot is, especially on SummerSlam, I don't think you put the secondary title in that spot.
I think I'm going to lean toward Mike simply because this is going to be a situation where, like you said, you got to have a big pop at the beginning of the night. I mean, they've been trying for LA Knight to get that pop. They've tried and tried and tried and tried. I don't like Logan Paul being the champion.
No.
I don't like it. I've never liked it.
What happened was what I was afraid was going to happen was that he would show up, he would do it, and then he'd be gone. He'd
be Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
He'd show up when he wanted to. Now that he's sponsoring the thing, I wonder how much stroke he's got and holding on to it. You know, I'm going to sponsor it. I'm going to give you millions of dollars to put my bottle in the middle of the ring, but at the same time, you better let me be champion for X amount of days.
Right.
I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I'm going to work 5 shows a month. The old Kevin Nash, schedule.
Yeah,
And I thought about that one going. It was between that one and the other one I got going number 1. But yeah, just because of the LA Knight factor. If they finally pull it off of him, which I think they will.
I hope so.
Now, can he carry the belt? Can he be a good champion?
LA Knight, I think he'll be great.
Yeah.
I think if they do it quick, I think the longer the wait, the less the crowd is going to be behind him. Slowly.
Yeah, he's not going. Yeah, that stitch's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
Well, let's assume for a second that that's the call. Let's assume LA Knight wins the title.
Right.
Logan Paul's going to go away. So, who chases him? Who's first?
I got to remember who else.
You're
over there again. You're at a weird situation. There's not a ton of.
Yeah, who's over on SmackDown?
There's not a ton of the mid cards because you got the whole LWO thing, you got the Escobar thing, but they're all bloodline. And
well, I mean, do you give it to one of the bloodline? Let them have the big title and the U.S.
title. It's very
title.
possible that they could do the whole
Or do you give it?
They can do the whole Horseman thing and give them all the belts. I mean, that is possible. That's a belt that would be prime for a Tama Tonga guy.
Yeah.
So.
Or do they get the tag titles?
And he's had a run-in with. I think it's possible they get both. I mean, we'll get to that later on. There's more coming, so I think there's a possibility that they drag a lot of it off.
Well, I got to agree with y'all and think that LA Knight's due to win one.
Yeah.
And this is the one he needs to win. He's not a world title guy.
No. I think both the mid belts have been held by the same guys for a while. I think this is the show they pull them both.
Well, I mean, Sammy's only had it since WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's been too long.
I think
it seems longer.
Yeah. I still don't like the fact that they let him be the one that beat Gunther's streak. I'm still bitching about that. No. I need to quit. I need to let that shit go.
Yeah, well.
I need to just let that shit go. But there's certain things that just really piss me off.
Yeah.
And that
was a bad story.
It's a bad story, but let's talk about LA Knight here. I think he can be a good U.S. champ. I still think he's pretty decent on the mic. He starts to be repetitive a lot, and he tries to be cute, and sometimes he loses his train of thought. But I don't like Logan Paul being a champion. I don't like him carrying anything. So I'm going for LA Knight here.
Yeah.
I will go LA Knight to win. Mike, what about you?
LA Knight.
Yep.
Chuck?
I got him. I got Knight. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get anybody's choices on Bailey and Nia Jax.
I got Tiffany Stratton.
I'm gonna say Bailey.
I'm gonna go double count out, no decision, disqualification.
You do this on every one of our damn cards. You always hope and pray you got a double count out somewhere.
It's a disqualification because Nia Jax should beat Bailey because she's just so big. Bailey should not pin her, so they're gonna make it look as real as possible because the match is gonna be shit. Tiffany might come out and win it. I'm gonna say no contest, and I'm gonna go. That's what I'm going with. Because I don't even think the match should exist. But let's move on. Moving on to match number 4 on my card is the World Heavyweight title between Damian Priest and Gunther.
I think that's starting the show.
If they do, I'm going to be really pissed.
Yep. I think that's going to... How many times have they put the other world title to start a big show? They've done it before. They've done it before.
Priest has done his time.
Yep.
Priest has been a company man. He deserves more of a late card shot. He does not need to open this card.
You still got Punk and you got the Punk match, the Morgan match, the Rose match.
I don't see.
They're not going to want to take away anything from those matches.
I don't think either one of them guys as a face. I don't see either one of them getting very much of a pop to start the show with.
Well, here's the thing, though. They're slowly turning Damian Priest to the good side.
Priest is slowly turning.
Simply because Rhea's already there.
Yeah.
And she's still playing with the Judgment Day. And we'll get to that in a minute. And I think Damian Priest goes with Rhea when it's all said and done. So I think Damian's going to be the face. If you noticed a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, he and Uso were jabbing another guy. They were on. Yeah, it's leaning that way. I think Gunther might win this whenever McDonough and Balor come out and screw it all up. And Priest loses it because of them, and Gunther takes this title. I don't want him to this early. I want Priest to have a longer run. Yeah. I think what's going to happen is Judgment Day comes out and screws it up. Priest loses the belt. Gunther's our new champion. Priest starts going after the Judgment Day, and the explosion happens at SummerSlam.
That's a possibility. I'd hate for it to happen that way. I'd like to see Priest keep it a little longer.
I agree. Because in our scenario, you already got one champ who won it at WrestleMania is going to lose.
Yes.
So if Damian loses it, also it's the same story, different cast. But
I just think it's a bigger upside to Priest in the story that they're slowly building with the Judgment Day thing. If he's got a belt,
I agree with that. But if they cost him the belt, it gives Prude. Gives him a reason to turn.
But then again, you give it to Gunther. Then you go back to those other belts. Who goes after him?
Oh, everybody. I mean, everybody. I
So-
mean, because then you still got Punk, you got McIntyre, you got Rollins, all who want that belt. What do you think, Mike? What's happening?
Yeah, I think Gunther's taking this one.
Easy, clean?
No, I don't like the idea of what he was saying.
Yeah.
You know, the run-ins and running it 4 days.
I can, because the past 2 or 3 weeks he's been, I'm going to go out there on my own. You guys don't come out there and help me, leave me alone, blah, blah, blah. He's going to say the same thing tomorrow night or Saturday night.
They've made a point of that.
They're still going to come out there and screw things up, I think. It's just they've set it up too easy for me here to say they're not going to come out and try to help and not help. And they don't have a match that night. There's no tag title on the line, so they're going to be there. They're going to screw something up. They always do.
And that's why I don't think they do it. I think Priest wins. I think the match they screw up is going to be the real match.
Okay, Chuck's going to go with Damien. What do you got, Mike?
I'm gonna go with Gunther.
Yeah, me and Mike are on Gunther. Chuck's got Priest. It's a heart pick with Chuck.
Yeah, no.
He's a Priest guy.
Yeah, always have been.
Yeah, I know. I think the guy. Well, I think he deserves a longer run. I really do.
Yeah, I'd like to see him keep
Because I'm afraid if he's one of those guys that if they take the belt off of him, I'm really afraid they're not going to go back around to him.
Well, if they take the belt off
So-
of him, he's a guy that can go chase Braun Breaker for the U.S. title.
Right. But
I mean, I always thought Damian Priest was going to be that transitional champion until the next whoever it was, whoever
Right.
the next in line was going to be, which was obviously Gunther. Triple H has always loved this guy. He's raised him from when he was 350 pounds in NXT all the way up to where he's this svelte guy that can just go.
yeah.
And it's going to be fun to see what they do with it. But I just can't see Gunther not getting this right now
Yeah, I feel the same.
at
It's
SummerSlam.
It's
I don't know. This one, WrestleMania seemed pretty easy to call. This here halfway through the year. This card's kind of tough here. My fifth match of the night I have listed as CM Punk, Drew McIntyre,
Yep.
with Seth freaking Rollins as your guest referee. Mikey, call the action, my friend. What's going to happen?
I don't know. I think
He's not the best colored man in the business.
Thanks, Cotton.
This one's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
I really want CM Punk. I'd like to see him win this one. I
Okay.
don't think it's going to happen. I think McIntyre's been screwed over so many times.
Go with a double count out. Go with a double count out.
I'm sure Seth's going to have something to do with it, obviously, but I don't know why he's out there.
I
think
don't.
it's
I
add
hate
to
this.
it.
I hate this.
Well, they
I know they had to do something with Rollins.
you got to get all three of them on the card somewhere.
I know, but the guest referee thing is such a played out thing, and it's just I've never been a huge fan of
It
the
is,
guest referee
but
thing.
I got to thinking about it, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember the last time we had a guest referee match. And the dogs are barking at the horses next door, and you people who follow us know that happens all the time. I can't remember the last time.
I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know. The build up to the Punk McIntyre thing's been such a long, good story, good build up. McIntyre's been great throughout this whole thing.
Yes.
But now you're going to interject Rollins, who I think is one of the best ones they got. But
But
now
is
you're
he-
going to interject him and make it another
triple
dirty,
threat
weird
crap. I hate triple
finish.
threats.
Right.
I hate them. I've never
Right.
enjoyed that part of the lore of matches.
I'd rather they just threw this in the old fashioned Hell in a Cell or
Right.
a specialty kind of match instead of
Right.
waiting for Rollins to interject on both behalves. What's going to happen? So
I think he either curb stomps them both or he
Right.
pedigrees them both, and he stands there and counts. I
yeah,
mean, and then
it's
they
very
get it.
possible. You talk about a pissed off crowd. They get a double count out on this one.
Well, of course
People-
of course, there's not going to be a winner. There's
People
not going
lose
to
their mind.
I don't see a good outcome coming out of it.
exactly. How do you make the? I mean, I think the build up to this point has been a little overdone for me. With CM Punk costing McIntyre so many times.
Right.
And McIntyre coming out mocking CM Punk so many times. I've had enough of it. This is an old style
But
build up though.
I was
It
gonna
makes
say,
you feel like
but-
it's the Omni in
Right.
Atlanta. You know,
But I do like that fact that we don't see them fight each other
Every Monday.
damn week.
that's right.
In the tag match,
That's right.
and then against each other, then in the
That's right.
then
Nobody-
in
Right.
the
No.
three-way.
It's
and
hands
all
off.
that. Yeah,
And that's old style.
the way
That's
they-
old
yes,
school.
you had to wait till the big pay-per-view to watch it,
And
that's
so
what
here
you
we
got.
are. We got it. But
So
I can't. I don't know I don't know if they're gonna end the story so quickly and let Punk just pin him in. It's over. Never gonna move on. It can't end like that.
I think if anybody actually wins it, it's got to be McIntyre.
I agree.
You've burned him so many, you've burned him so many times, and
I
you've
agree.
played that poor victim thing so many times,
I agree.
and McIntyre still keeps coming out of that
Well, see,
because he's so good.
if you look at the history,
So
and I looked at a little bit of history, WrestleMania is where your baby faces go over.
oh yeah, every year.
SummerSlam is your 50-50.
Yeah.
You've got your faces and you've got your heels. Some of them go, some of them don't.
Right.
Some of them win, some of them don't. And so I think if anything's gonna if any heel is gonna go over, it's gonna be McIntyre.
Yeah.
Because he's been shit on this entire for how many
Right.
months
and
now,
he's put in his time, and he's done his deal,
you know,
and he's got the new contract he signed. So
They
yeah,
got that
it's
shit on in Scotland.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
so bad.
Exactly.
That was so bad. You know, company guy. He's done so.
Yes.
I mean,
and he's good.
I'm
That
gonna
is
go. I'm gonna go McIntyre. I'm gonna go. Seth Rollins gets involved. I agree with what Chuck said, or Mike, whichever one said it. I think Rollins pops them both. I think he is a factor in this, but I think he goes after Punk and he goes after McIntyre, so he doesn't show sides. And I think in the end, wherever it's going to happen, I think McIntyre wins this thing.
See, I think if I got to pick a winner, I say McIntyre wins. Rollins curb stomps Punk.
Right.
Then you break this off, and that McIntyre go after Gunther or Priest, and that Rollins and Punk do their thing, because everybody's been waiting for the Rollins Punk thing even before McIntyre got involved, because Rollins and Punk was supposed to happen before they got hurt.
Yeah, but how do you do?
So-
They're both fan favorites. You gotta have. I mean, do they let the two faces go this quick?
No, they do. Punk can go heel anytime.
That's true.
Punk's
See that Finn and Gunther match the other night?
Oh, yeah.
Look, we got two heels. Who cares?
What are you guessing here, Mike?
I'm going Gunther.
Well, Gunther's not in this
I mean,
match. He's not the best color commentator in the world for nothing, ladies and gentlemen. What do you got,
McIntyre, thank you.
Yeah.
Drew
Yes,
McIntyre.
McIntyre. I believe Seth Rollins is going to probably play a part in it.
Yep.
And he'll,
For sure.
I think he will choose to give McIntyre the win
Right.
and
Ooh.
piss off CM Punk.
Yep.
And then stir that up for CM Punk.
Well, that may work. But so they see we're all three saying that Punk doesn't finish his story here against McIntyre. But Rollins causes a problem, so therefore Punk veers off the McIntyre situation and goes after Rollins, while McIntyre goes after a
We're
belt.
just building up to a shit three-way.
Oh,
Exactly.
Oh.
It could end up, like you said at the beginning, he cheats both sides. It's a no contest, and, you got a
Yeah.
three-way on
Well, I certainly
for
hope
the next
not.
6 Monday nights.
Well, the thing is, you've got Gunther, who we say Gunther. We're all saying Gunther. What's that? Chuck says Priest. And Mike and I say Gunther. So we could have a new champion. Then we could have McIntyre. This is a total quagmire right now.
And
You got,
McIntyre and Gunther got a history, too.
yeah, well, you got five
So-
top guys in 2 matches,
Yep.
and then when it's all said and done, there's only one title, and you got. We're a little top heavy right now because all 5 of these guys are better than the U.S. title.
Yes.
They're better than the Intercontinental
Yep.
title. So none of them are going to go for that one. So here we are.
You got to break off. This is where you got to break off another 1 or 2 stories somewhere.
Something's got to happen somewhere on this one. So let's go to match number 6 on my card, and that is Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. That's got to go number 6. That's got to go before the big one.
It's got to go number 6, unless they start the night with it.
Now, that's a possibility.
Because Rhea and Liv can carry a show.
Rhea gets a louder pop than the majority of men,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
So there is a possibility
that night she made her come back on Raw. The place went nuts.
Yeah.
There
There is because if what I'm thinking
Give me your
is
thoughts.
this is the night. I think this is when the Judgment Day thing starts to turn, but I think it turns on Ripley. and Priest will slowly get there. But I think this is the night that Dom costs Rhea.
All right, so Dom's going to float over to Liv Morgan. This is this is a setup, and he's going to go with Liv.
Right.
I agree. That's exactly what I'm thinking is going to happen.
And Balor and McDonough have already, and Carlito's playing the dumbass.
Balor, McDonough's got a belt now, so they needed another dumbass, and so now Carlito's that guy.
Right, and Balor and McDonough have already kind of made, like this past Monday, a couple shots at Rhea and Priest, and see, I think Dom turns on Rhea, costs her, because it really wouldn't make, I don't know, I mean, they've done it. It really wouldn't make sense to have Rhea come back in her first match. She wins the title back.
No.
You've got to have her go after for a while.
No.
So I think Liv wins.
I'd have Dom screwing up the match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liv winning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not on purpose.
No, you don't think it's on purpose?
No, I think he's still just a dumbass.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. In that scenario, which I've thought about as well, does he purposely try to screw Rhea and said, oh, man, I just messed up? Or does he just really try to help Rhea and he messes up? There's two different storylines there.
I think he's going to try to help Rhea. He's going to help Rhea, but he's going to screw it up. And then that's going to begin the turn also with maybe splitting up that.
I think it's going to be intentional. I think this is where you finally get just because of how long it's been building up.
Something's got to go down.
I think this is where Dom, does the whole I'm going to help you and then hit. Not that it's going to be because you can't do it anymore, but the whole threaten to hit Liv with a chair and hit Rhea with a chair kind of scenario. That kind of I'm going to help you out and turn on Rhea, hit her with the belt.
Yeah.
Liv covers her, and they all walk, and Liv and Dom walk out together.
Well, I think we're all on the same page as far as what the Judgment Day is going to happen. Something's going down.
Oh, yeah.
Something's going down on the Judgment Day this weekend, and we got to figure out what it is. Rhea coming back, and she's only been in the business, back in business for 2 weeks. She's going to come to this match. I agree. She can't win the title.
I don't think so.
There's going to have something go down to screw some things up here. So I got Liv Morgan winning this match.
Yep.
I'm on Mike's side here with Dominic screwing something up. But my thing is, I think Dom's going to screw her over, and he's going to go to Liv Saturday night. I think he splits from the group, and they go away to create a new argument. Now, and then Damian and JD and Finn and Rhea have to decide who's going where. That's my shot. I don't know. Where do you go?
Yeah, I like that, but I think Rhea and
Priest,
I'd see them two hooking up.
I think they break. I think they split. And if that's the case, there is a chance Priest loses the title because then you can go with the whole Priest and Rhea versus Dom Liv scenario of matches.
So does it all happen Saturday night, or is it going to be even a slower burn again?
If they start the show off with it, that'd be a good show starter.
Well, see, that's my same theory between the Priest and Gunther thing. I think if there's some kind of interference, I mean, you got to have. I'm with you. They got to have some kind of pop. And that would make good sense if you got something like that planned. Lead off the show with that, and that could be huge.
If they start some friction the first match, let's say it's Priest and Gunther,
right?
And let's say they come out to help and they blow it, and Priest loses the belt, and they're arguing and bitching and griping all night long back there. Then when the Rhea match happens and they come out and try to help again,
maybe they're back to back.
Or then Priest can come out and stop them from trying to help Rhea because they screwed up against him. There's a lot that can go on that night.
Yeah, but the fact that they don't have a match, there's something happening.
Yeah, so we're all three going to pick Liv Morgan. We just don't know what the hell else is going to happen. Okay. Oh boy. Match number 7, the main event.
I was going to say, R-Truth don't have a match either.
Well, let me look. Hold on.
He'll be Samoan at one time.
Yeah, he's out of there. Just stop saying about R-Truth.
Him and Miz.
But then again, I have to admit, Mike said Liz and Truth are going to win the titles at WrestleMania, and damn it, he got it right.
For once.
Unfortunately.
And I guess I understand why. But here we go. Title match, WWE title. Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa And I'll be the first one to admit, Cody's just been kind of lackluster as a champion. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. There just hadn't been much for him to do.
I agree, but I still think he's over. I don't think everybody else sees it that way.
Yeah.
I think the diehards probably do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's still one of the biggest over. They haven't been able to do much with it because they've been building the bloodline
That's
so
my problem.
big.
That's my problem.
It's overshadowed.
They did. You
It's
know,
overshadowed his run.
It's reminded me of when Randy Savage finally won the WWE title or WWF title.
Oh, from Hogan.
You know, when he
Or
finally
from-
won the title in that tournament.
Oh,
When he
yeah,
beat
yeah,
DiBiase.
DiBiase.
And then all the pay-per-views after that, he was the next to last match with Hogan and whoever he was wrestling,
Yeah.
having the main event as a non-title.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this particular reign is reminding me of. Is Cody's our champion, he's the guy, but look at the bloodline.
Yeah.
It's
that.
And then we had the Wyatt Six on top of that too.
we'll
Takes
get
away from
we'll
the
get to them here in a minute. But Cody and Sikoa, Cody's got to win this match. There's no way they let Sikoa win this
No.
title. Cody wins it, but hell's going to break loose. It always does. The question is, I got
What's your scenario?
I got about 15 minutes of a wrestling match.
Right.
I got about 15
Yep.
minutes. I got Cody doing something, and then it's not going to be as bad as WrestleMania where it was one at a time coming out.
Right.
I think we get all three of them. We get Tonga Loa, we get Tama Tonga, we get Jacob Fatu. We get all three of them coming out. They're going to ring the bell. It's going to be a no contest, whatever the case may be, or after he pins him, whatever the hell's going to happen.
Right.
Unfortunately, I think Owens and Orton come out as his backup because they beat that into the ground as these are the only two guys that can help Cody in the world. I think Heyman comes out. I think Heyman comes walking out on the ramp and everybody just stops. And then I don't know what's going to happen after that. That's my guess. I don't know what's going to happen. I think Heyman shows up. Does he show up with Reigns? I don't think so. Does he show up with another Samoan? Possibly. Does he come out with the Usos? I don't know. Does Brock Lesnar show up and go out there and start kicking some shit? I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't see Lesnar showing up.
What's your guess?
I don't see Lesnar showing up.
What do you got?
My guess is I'm with you on the Heyman thing. I thought the same thing on Heyman.
Okay.
However, my thought is, however it goes down, whether Rhodes is going to win or it's going to be a no contest. It's one of the two. They start beating him down like they always do. I think you get possibly the Usos coming out to help. And then the other brother shows up, they've made a big deal. He is now signed.
Yeah.
Hikuleo. But then I think Heyman shows up with Reigns.
You think he's going to be there?
I think so. That's my guess.
Okay, so let's assume for a second. So you're saying Rhodes is winning, he wins, whatever. The attack comes, and then you have Jimmy and Jay just out of the blue come running out on one night. Or does Jimmy come out as the big return? Along with his brother Hikuleo. If Hikuleo comes out with Jimmy, I can buy that. Or does Heyman come out?
No, I think Jimmy and Jay come out together. I think Hikuleo comes out on the other side.
You think they're coming out to help
I
Rhodes?
think Jimmy and Jay come out to help Rhodes. They start winning, then the other one, the Hikuleo, shows up. They start beating them down again, and that's when you get Heyman and Reigns that appear up on the walkway. Hikuleo's an actual brother of Tongaloa.
Yeah, he's a Haku guy.
Yeah, he's a Haku.
Okay, so he comes. So you're saying, okay. So you say Jimmy and Jay come out by themselves
yeah.
while they're getting the four on one beatdown.
Right.
Jimmy and Jay come out, who have not even come close to seeing each other. I think Jimmy comes out first by himself.
Very possible.
And then I think maybe Jay will come out and help Jimmy.
Yeah, I think it ends up with somehow, some way. Now, whether or not they're getting the hell beat out, Rhodes is getting destroyed by Hikuleo shows up and they all start beating him,
Right.
and Heyman shows up on the ramp and brings all three of them, Jimmy, Jay, and Roman, all with him.
Well, I hope you're right.
You don't think that'll get a big ass pop?
Well, I hope you're right. The thing. I hope you're right, Mike. What do you got?
I'm hoping Heyman gets out there beforehand at some point.
Yeah.
And is getting attacked, and that's what brings Roman to save Heyman.
Boy, that'd be good.
Oh, that would be good.
Or The Rock.
That would be good.
I don't know if The Rock will show on this show or not.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been
There's been a little bit of talk.
There's been a little bit, but not. I don't think it's been enough.
I mean, we're all three in agreement that Heyman's going to be there Saturday night.
Oh yeah, I think so.
In some capacity, we all
Yes.
think we're going to see Paul Heyman.
I think we need some Paul Heyman in our lives.
We
Well, they
need
need to
Paul
now.
Heyman.
Well, they've been building up. You know, they got Low, and then they got Fatu, and now I think the other brother's coming too. You've been nothing but building that side up. You've
Yeah.
got to throw something.
Well, you
You've
got
to
to
throw something on the other side.
You got to have something. You got to have somebody come in. And the Owens and Orton thing is old. It's stagnant. It's gone. It's not going
Right.
to do anything. So I mean, if you got these three, if they start the 4-on-1 beatdown, something's got to happen. I mean, I flashed back to the old. Whenever the big beatdown was going between Triple H and DX against Rikishi and Mick Foley and all them, and the lights went out, and Paul Bearer comes out with Kane, and,
yeah.
and you know, I see something similar to Heyman
Right.
walking out on the stage,
Let's see, and that's why I think
and then everybody stopping the beatdown to look at Heyman,
right.
and then Heyman gives it one of these, and something happens.
Right.
I don't know if it's
Well,
just
look-
Roman by himself.
But look how big Jay Uso is right now.
Sure.
He's huge, and
Sure.
he's got no match or anything. He's gonna be there.
He's
He's gonna be
Yeah.
a part of it somehow. I gotta think that.
Well,
He's too big of the name right now
I
to
mean,
not have any part of it.
I hope he is.
Yeah.
I'm tired of what they're doing to him on the Raw.
Right.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
He's just being the pop guy. So we get him out there so he can do his little thing, and okay.
And then you lose
And
it.
they lose.
Yeah.
You bring Jimmy out. You have Heyman go to the top of the ramp, and he gives it one of these, and both of them come out.
Yeah.
They're gonna blow the roof off the place.
Oh yeah, they'll explode.
You know.
And that's the end of the shit. And they come out to help Cody. And if whatever they're calling him, but the Hikuleo guy, if he doesn't show up, then that may be all it is. Is Jimmy and Jay show up with Heyman.
Yeah.
Or that all three come out. Or you
Or-
get Jimmy, Jay, and Roman.
Well, Mike might have a thing here. Heyman may walk down there when they're beating Cody up, and he may grab a microphone and say, "Stop,
Yeah.
listen, stop. You don't need to do this." Blah blah blah, like he does.
Yeah.
And then they start to go after him again, and then we get the Uso music or the Roman Reigns.
Right.
That may be a way to go too.
That's why I think Roman's going to show up, because the past 2 weeks Solo has made comments about Reigns, so they're building it.
Out of nowhere.
Building it. Yeah. He just started it all of a sudden.
That was weird.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's coming.
Well, okay. So now that we're on that topic, so I'm okay. So we're not really picking a winner there, because God only knows what's going to happen. But we all will agree on the main event that we're going to see Paul Heyman.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're all going to go with the Paul Heyman scenario here. So we've kind of given an idea of what we think is going to happen with the bloodline. So let me ask you about this. You mentioned it earlier, Mike. Let's go with the Wyatt Six. Let's talk about these people. I thought the build-up was slow, but it got going really very quickly, a lot quicker than I thought it would, and I'm not so upset now.
Well, they didn't. I think they learned the lesson with the Bray Wyatt thing.
Yeah.
They took too long for it, and people
Yeah.
started to lose interest in it because they knew nothing was going to happen.
Well, they started to just really slow burn
Yeah.
that thing, and it was too slow.
But now you've had they show up and nothing. They show up and go to the ring. Now they show up and go to the ring, and they take off their mask and they get
Yeah.
involved. So now, and next week they're in the match already.
Yeah, we're
So
stair
here you
stepping.
go.
We're stair stepping.
Yeah.
And I like them.
Yeah. I was running out of patience really quick.
Yeah. I was worried. We were worried about it.
That's what he and I were talking about, is that they better not do what they did with the last time Bray Wyatt came out before he died. He came out to this. It was just, I get it. You screwed up. I get it. We get it. You're reborn. You're this, that.
Yeah,
Then they put him in this stupid match with LA Knight with the
nighttime.
the
thing,
nighttime and the neon. I thought it was whatever Naomi wrestling
Yeah.
on. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. and then the unfortunate part, he passed away and all that kind of stuff. But it was a very slow, odd
It was
way
too
to bring
slow.
him back.
Especially the way that they had him make his appearance back.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was great.
Yes.
And that's what they did with the Wyatts. The
Yes.
Wyatt Six this time. Their re-entry into it was perfect.
It was perfect. I mean,
they
using
built
that
it.
last vignette with Eric Rowan was,
Yes.
my God.
Yeah, because that was
My God.
That's all. He was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost cried listening to
it
the
was
guy.
a true. I mean, that was you throw that real emotion into it.
That was from the heart.
You listen to Bo Dallas and you listen to him, and
Well,
that's
and
actual.
I'm
stuff.
glad you brought that up. One thing about this thing that really intrigued me was that night, 3 weeks ago, or whenever it was, whenever Aldous was talking to Chad Gable, and he goes into his office, and Bo Dallas is sitting in his office.
Yeah.
Not Uncle Howdy. It's Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
And then Aldous gave a little smile to the camera as if, oh shit.
That was awesome.
See,
You know.
I do like the way they're doing this. They're not dumbing it down, trying to make everybody believe, these are all mysterious
No.
people. They've already announced. They did it. I think that they really did it well last week when Gable was talking to Pierce and said, "I know who it is," and
Yeah.
he said, "Well, they're all under contract." So yeah,
Yeah.
So it was a good part of the reality of they're not trying to play this off.
It
as,
wasn't a
as
comic
something
book.
of a-
It's not a comic book.
Right.
It's an actual, these are guys, and they're wearing masks, and they're
Yeah.
calling themselves something else, But you know what? They're real people, and they're all pissed off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're playing the characters
They're
so
right.
well. Oh, and the makeup on Loomis is awesome.
Loomis is for those who don't know, the old school people, that's a direct pull from Kevin Sullivan.
Oh,
Back
God.
in his
Oh,
back in
God.
the Purple Haze days. Those
My
were
God, that was
beautiful.
so good.
Perfect.
Because he's a nut job anyway. And so they
Sure.
put him in there.
So was Gacy.
Gacy, I hadn't seen much of Gacy, but he's a wacko too. But
Yeah.
and Bo Dallas he sounds just like Bray,
Mm-hmm.
and the way he's carrying that character, and then the sister Abigail. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for the move, Bo. We were all waiting
Yeah.
for it. Yes, I'm sorry, Uncle Howdy. Whenever he did the move and Gable sold it like a champ, that set the whole thing
Yes.
off. And here we go.
But like I said, they've built it.
I'm a fan right now.
Step by step, they built it.
And they're going to be in a match this next week. Bang, 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 bang. They didn't waste it on a pay-per-view.
No.
Where all these other big matches are
that
there.
surprised me. I really thought
I
that
know.
And there's still a chance that Friday night this turns into I don't know.
Squeeze one in.
No, I don't think it's going to be the Wyatts because they're over on
They're on Raw.
But there's only, I was looking at something. There's never been a SummerSlam in the past, I think, 12, 13 years. It's only had 7 matches. So,
Well, but here's the thing. Let's look at this. I thought about the same thing. We're going to look at the matches real quick. Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Okay. Bayley and Nia Jax. I think we're going to get a run in from at least Tiffany Stratton, if not Damage Control.
Mhm.
So you've got a run in here. Logan Paul and LA Knight. It's just a done deal. Priest and Gunther. You're going to have some Judgment Day in that. So you got another run in here. Punk, McIntyre, and Rollins. That's just fucking nuts. And who knows what's going to happen on that?
right.
That's going to be all over the place. So you've got a longer match here. Morgan and Ripley, you've got another run-in. Rhodes and Sikoa, you've got another run-in. You've got 5 matches that are going to be more than just the people that are in the match.
It's true. It's very possible.
That's why I was also looking. There's got to be more matches than this. That's
Yeah.
why I sent y'all the other day. I sent you all the matches. This it? Is this it? But you're going to have 5 matches that are going to be more than what the match is.
And you're right, because no other Judgment Day's in a match.
No.
Uso's not in a match. None of the other Samoans are in a match.
No. Wyatt
sorry,
6
Tongans.
isn't in a match.
The Wyatts aren't in. Yeah, but the Wyatts won't. It's a shame that they're not going to be there.
I think though. I
It's
think
something,
because
but-
Gable's not even in
But
it.
Gable's not there.
So, but then again, will they do a vignette?
Right.
Will Gable and
Will
and
Gable
the Creeds be
back,
there?
Will they be backstage?
Say we knew they would be here. We're here looking for them, and do some kind of bullshit,
Right.
and that's fine. I'll take that.
Right.
That's fine. That's cool.
Oh yeah, they're good.
That's cool. But
I like Gable with these two better than I do with Otis and Tozawa.
yeah, Otis and Tozawa and Max, they just need to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're good at it. They're fun. They're entertaining. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Let them play their game. there's going to be more than what's going on this card, so they got to expand all these match times.
Is it a 4-hour show? Like usual?
Starts at 6.
Okay, it's got to be a 4-hour
Well,
show.
6 o'clock Central Time, sorry. And it's usually 7 o'clock Central Time that it starts. It's starting at 6, and so they're going to go to 10.
5 o'clock pre-show, so.
I mean, well, no, it says starts at 6, so maybe the pre-show at 6. I don't know.
I would just think SummerSlam. I would think, I thought they usually ran that in the Rumble like 4 hours.
It's usually a 4-hour show. But see, then again, they may have some pre-matches, sure, like they usually do. So I think it's going to be a great show. I mean, they've set up some great stories. They've run them very well. We're at a point now where we've got so many factions going on that it's not AEW where everybody's in a faction. It's while we're on the subject of AEW, before we finish off with that,
had to go
when we finish strong with some good WWE conversation. What the hell is this Shane McMahon crap?
If Daddy's out of the picture, I mean, he's not going to get a stake in it. I mean, Khan's not going to give up anything.
No.
I mean, if he goes over there, it's going to be for the big pop, for the big show. I just don't know what. I'll be the first to admit when it first started years ago, I was a fan. They had some transitional guys, some independent guys that I had heard of that were really good. The shows were good. It was good wrestling. It was good stuff. And now they've saturated the hell out of it. And they've aligned with all the overseas stuff that style just doesn't translate on most of them.
My deal with AEW,
It's just oversaturated now.
You people who've been watching us here, and I appreciate you guys that watch the WWE podcast with us. You know my feelings on AEW. I think it's just a place for the tired wrestlers to go to die. I mean, it first started like you just said. It reminded me of Cornette's Ring of Honor group. Mm-hmm. Where it was real ball busting matches. It was good. They'd bring these Indian guys in there and they'd let them go at it, and we'd get to see them. We would get to see what we're reading about.
Yeah, it was the old OBW.
You know, but then they pulled the NWO thing or the TNA thing. You got Jericho, then you got Daniel Bryan, then you got Billy Gunn, then you got Road Dogg, then you got Cesaro,
yeah.
then you got Sting. You start bringing all the older guys in, and these guys that you were
Jarrett.
watching, now they're down here again. And we got these old guys. We're starting to see old storylines that aren't worthy. And
TNA all over again.
It is. And then
it is. And they got some. The bad thing about it is if you watch it, and I try to watch it every week. I try to watch it. But you can't follow anything. There's a few stories that'll stick, but from week to week, they're just all over the place.
I watch it every now and then just so I can catch the next MJF promo.
Yeah, he's great.
But even him and the Adam Cole storyline was good,
mm-hmm.
but it got mundane.
MJ, they tried too hard to make him a face, and he's not a face. He's a heel all the way through. He's too much. He plays too much of a good asshole.
Yeah. Well, that's the same deal they tried to do with Ric Flair.
They
tried to make him a face and be Sting's partner for a little while. That didn't work.
No, that don't work either.
But I mean, they've got some good talent over there. It's just they misuse it.
Yeah.
They don't have any. Obviously, their writing staff is not Michael Hayes.
That's for sure.
So can Shane McMahon bring anything to that?
I think McMahon shows up, he gets a pop for a couple of weeks, and then they phase out. You're still going to be selling only a third of the arena.
I think
nobody's going to pay to go see it.
I think if McMahon shows up, I think that's a true hint that Khan knows they're in trouble. That he's got to. Trying to get something.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know their big show in Wembley that supposedly is already sold out, but that's just because it's Wembley.
It's Wembley,
and it's a big show over there because they don't get those shows.
Right, and they put on a good card when they go over there.
No, sure they do.
They got 10, 12 good solid matches, and it's impressive. Yeah, a lot of blood, a lot of chairs, a lot of jumping, a lot of acrobatics, a lot of gymnastics.
But that's why they're huge in Japan. That's why they're huge overseas.
Sure.
All that's why those guys are in Mexico. The Mexico.
Right. I know what you're saying.
AAA and all of them are coming over, and because they'll get that.
But anyway, I mean, you know, I don't know if y'all caught it the other night when Punk was doing a promo. He said, you know, it's nice to be in an arena that's not only it's more than half full.
Yeah.
You know, there's a shot. I mean,
Sure.
even when they came here to Oklahoma City that one time, they only opened up the lower level,
Right. And they didn't sell it out.
and they didn't sell it out.
No.
And so
And
they don't
that's
even
not good when you got the names they've got.
they don't even try.
No.
And so, but anyway, bit off of that topic here. Back to WWE. It's going to be a good show. I think it's going to be one of the best SummerSlams we've had in a while. Every storyline is busted and it's ready to roll.
Well, it's an actual storyline.
They-
Well,
well,
good stories going on.
Yeah, the only thing going on Bailey and Nia, something's good going to happen out of it as far as the run in or the cash in
Right.
or something like that. I still think Damage Control comes out to help Bailey. I'm hoping. I love Damage Control. They've been great. They were a great faction because Asuka's good again. She's healthy. She did a quick show over in Japan from what I read, and she did really well.
Right.
So she's going to be coming back hopefully, and so they're going to be hopefully be at full tilt. Yeah, they're going against Baszler and
Sonya Deville.
and what's Zoe Stark. You know, that's going to be a 3-on-3 deal. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, and you know, because they're on two different shows. But
Yeah, I don't see them showing.
you know, but yeah, I don't know. So
I think the only issue you have on that one was Stratton coming in, but yeah.
yeah. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm looking at. You got anything else on this, Mike?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Chuck,
I think we're good. Just ready to go for this Saturday.
Saturday we're gonna do it. We'll come back and do a post show after it's all over sometime next week. Go in there and show who was right, who was wrong, or how I was right and they were wrong. I'm telling you, I could be a writer. They'd have to listen to me.
Seen it happen.
You have not. Quit humoring.
Yeah. But anyway, we appreciate you coming in, and unless you guys got anything else.
Nope, we're good to go.
No, there you go.
Mike, thanks for coming back in and helping us
Appreciate
out.
it.
It's time for SummerSlam. We'll talk to y'all soon, and we are out of here. And thanks for coming in. Oh, yeah, like, subscribe, share. Tell all your buddies, tell all your friends, tell all the kids. No, maybe not the kids. We said a few words. That aren't
Go
good.
check our other cast. We cover everything from sports to movies to music.
That's right. We're at
Cover
40.
it all.
We're almost to 50. I didn't think we'd make 5. We're almost to 50. Come on out and check us out. Go back, start at episode 1 where we weren't as good as we are now, and we're really good
We're
now.
good now.
Look behind us. You see all the logos for college football. We're starting to do some college football conference build-ups. We've already done 3.
2.
We've
only done 2.
We did independent.
Well, we did 1 in the Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame sucks. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't say it. So that's what I'm saying here. Come on back. We'll be doing some more college football previews, getting ready to go with that. We're still doing our baseball list as far as greatest to the ladies' position. WrestleMania. I said it again. SummerSlam Saturday. Check it out. Get back on the results. We appreciate you coming in. Do all the share stuff. See you soon. Guys, you got anything?
You got nothing else.
We're out of here.
Talk to you soon.
Have a good one.